So I don't know why the music isn't playing. It's everything's set up the same way. We don't know. I'd have to do like a restart or something, and I don't got time for that. So for whatever reason, it is what it is. Let's take a look and see what's happening here on the chats, shall we? Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. It's going to be a no music moment, which is kind of strange. And I'm not sure what it is. I've used the music. It's playing the way it always does. So, yeah, no idea. Could cycle my... Hold on, I'll cycle. I guess I'm going to cycle this. Cycled the mixer, but it doesn't seem to be the answer. I don't know what's going on. It's funny. It's not routing from the desktop to the mixer. Anyway, no big deal. You're here for Bitcoin. Let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Shout out to everybody here. Is that a tweezer bottom? Is it time to try to catch the bottom? I don't know. You know, we went there a little bit for a long last night. No real love. I mean, it's kind of at break even now, so not in love. And honestly, with the 21 coming closer, it does look like there's some more downside here for Bitcoin. So, right, the trend is your friend until it's not. That's a downtrend. You have a lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Assume you make a lower high and you go lower, right? So that's just what you do until a reversal pattern arises. Then you trade the right shoulder or the double bottom. You see, it's very simple. So you're just going to follow along with what's happening here, and that's a short, right? I mean, that's a short further down to about, I don't know, $70,000 for BTC, all right? And so that's kind of what I see happening there. It's weird. It's not on... Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It's so strange. I'll restart my computer. It'll probably maybe just go back or something. I don't know. It's getting my goat right now, so... Oof, the pain. I'm in a lot of pains. I'm in pain, man. So crazy. I'm in so much pain that I'm used to it now. It just... I guess you just live with pain. But yeah, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened to the music. Anyway, so Bitcoin looks like it's going to go further down. Let's do our top-down analysis. That's my first initial idea here. So you have two scenarios. You're going to make an inverted head and shoulder and save the day. End up back here, you know, and we're going to find that cup and handle. We'll find that Fibonacci retracement. It'll likely come back down somewhere here to like this 618, 786 and bounce. That's a very coincidental move we see, right? Right shoulder, 618, and all kind of plays into hand there. But no guarantees, right? And at the same time, like I just talked about, you have to kind of assume that we're going to go sideways here and touch that 21-day moving average before we take a move to the downside. So like boom, boom, and boom. And that would take us somewhere to 71,000. And yeah, I mean, you have to assume we're going lower. Remember, I told you we were in a bear market, right? I never said we weren't. Over and over and over again. I said, listen, we're below the daily 200 moving average for more than 40 days. Bear market, right? Anyone said we were in some like retracement super cycle, they were just trying to tell you whatever they wanted to tell you. Then Bitcoin made a beautiful right shoulder, like it's simple stuff. Shoulder, head, right shoulder, stop loss above the right shoulder, point of control. It went down the measured move of that. I mean, Bitcoin's, you know, TA is still playing out absolutely beautifully. For whatever reason, it is what it is. So as we continue to see what goes on here, and this is also a bit of a bear flag, right? That wants to go further to the downside as well. And that has a target all the way down at like, I don't know, $66,700, right? So that's on the way, right, to the next target. You can see there's resistance. So, I mean, I don't see how Bitcoin doesn't go there. Also, I teach you how to move through the moving averages. When you lose the daily 200 moving average, okay, you lose it, you'll fall down to the 2-day. You can use the 2-day, you'll fall down to the 3-day. When you lose the 3-day, you'll fall to the 4-day. When you lose the 4-day, you'll fall to the 5-day. And then when you lose the 5-day, you're going to come to that weekly moving average. You know, you can probably put the 7-day in there, but the idea is this. So, like, I mean, these two are coming to get married, right? The 200-day moving average on the weekly, and that's usually a pretty strong bottom for Bitcoin. You know, the last time it hit that area, it got very low, and it just dipped a little bit below. We had our bottom, right? So if Bitcoin were to do something similar and hang out just a little bit below it, you'd be looking at like a $50,000 to $55,000 BTC. And then you can see there's a gap here down to 40K. So, and then there's just the most, that's like where we have Resistance, a bounce, resistance, resistance. We had some movement there. We had some movement there. There's a node. I mean, you can see the biggest node sticking out from here is 40,000. So if you're just a math guy and you just do what you're supposed to do and you leave no emotions out of it, you can see that it's, you can see what's happening here. Then we can also draw a trend line that I just saw for the first time. Like we could draw this trend line, and you could see that's your trend. You could say we had a super trend here and we broke that super trend. And so there's your trend line right there. It's about 61,009. That could be a good area for a possible bounce, and this resistance might hold us down. You never know. There's a chance that this is good enough to complete a falling wedge here, and then we're going to get back to the upside at least, So I also see this as a shoulder, head, and shoulder. You see that? And it's likely going to continue down. So, yeah, and that would be 17,000 though. If Bitcoin continued the head and shoulder that it's in, and let's see exactly, it would go to like $27,000 Bitcoin. And you could see like 30K. So 30K is not off the table for me. It's, it's not a guarantee, but it's not off the table by any means. And so, when you look at it, you're just like, okay, so you got to be okay for this. So like I have tons of basically tether open to DCA down from about 30,000, between 30,000 and $78,000. Like I'm willing to take that risk, and if Bitcoin bottoms out over time, they're going to continue to print money. I know this. There's going to be, there's all sorts of conflicts in different areas right now. The United States has Iran basically kind of surrounded right now with multiple aircraft carriers, fueling tanks in certain areas. We're using Saudi Arabia, Qatar, you name it, Iraq, and a bunch of different bases that we have kind of triangulating. Word of the street, word on the street is that every single time Israel has asked a U.S. president to hit Iran, right? And I always say no. And this time someone, I watched like a video, it could be conspiracy, right? But they said they will bomb if we don't. It's kind of weird. So I don't know. Hopefully we can circumvent this and get out of war. Trump has always been pretty good at not creating war. Kind of like what I look, my prediction, and I've always kind of been crazy with these predictions, is that there will be no war. When Iran realizes that they basically are already cooked before they even start, I think they're going to realize they're strangleholded by electromagnetic frequencies. They're not going to be able to move. And I think they're just, sad to say, I think there's going to be, a bow, and we're just going to be able to kind of move through this. Again, that's my prediction. You never know, but I predict there will be no more war. Not going to happen. We kind of have it in. We have too much technology. We're in too much position. It's David and Goliath, and it's a realization that it's not going to happen. The idea of world war is really to scare people. I think, to make them think that there's really. I just don't see it happening. So, anyway, I could be wrong. I am not 100%, but I've made some strange predictions in my life. But who knows? So anyway. But then I bring that up because it does affect your life. It does affect the markets. It's something we have to kind of geopolitically, we have to think about it. We have to bounce some ideas off our mind and see what's going to happen. Again, what I say matters now. We'll see what happens in the future. But there's a lot of people that are fear-mongering too. War is going to start tomorrow. War is going to start today on the February 8th. This is the day. You know what I mean? Places to stay in case and all this stuff. And, safest states, Montana, Idaho, and what is it, like probably like South Dakota. So, that's, so anyway, man, without the music, man, it's so strange, right? I got to have my music on. Let's see what's going on here. Why won't my music play? Like what's, I don't understand. I can't even hear it in my, I don't know what's going on. I really don't. Did a chord pop out? I guess I just need a restart. You know what I could do? Actually, let me see here. Seems like I'm not getting any music from anywhere, though. Here's some royalty free music. Yeah, my YouTube just something. I guess it just. I probably just need to restart my computer, man. So weird. How does that happen? Oh, let me see one last thing. Oh, let me do one last thing. Could be where I could have clicked. Oh, there it is. There it is. I see it. I see it. And I don't know why that's never happened. There we go. All right, we're good to go. I knew it was something stupid, man. All right. Sorry about that. because it wasn't working. It was working right on the right end. Anyway, here we go. There we go. There we go. And I actually start with Valente. This is my favorite right here. Yeah. Critical times for Bitcoin. Right now you're in the mode. Here we go. Right, music changes it all. So we got to realize what's happening here. You know, we could get a bounce off this previous support as resistance. You never know. I'm going to be open-minded here, and I buy spot Bitcoin. I don't leverage trade. I don't have to call the bottom. I mean, I don't leverage trade like I have to be on the bottom or the top. I take advantage of the moves. Like yesterday, we made a couple grand. We move on, right? I take advantage of the moves, and I go from there. And, you know, Saturday night, worst day to trade. Friday night, these are the worst times to trade. So it is what it is. And then you see we got this bear flag that definitely broke to the downside. 21 was coming into play. That has a measured move too as well. Right? Somewhere down here. Can actually open that. And I like that here. But that is a measured move. So I just see us hitting the 200 moving average on the weekly. Right? It would be nice if we got a little bit of a pump back to the upside. It hasn't happened just yet. Also, Bitcoin, it's only been one other time. It's been this many months of downside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months. The last time we saw anything like this was here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months of downside. Bitcoin's never gone down for 6 months straight, or it's only gone down for 6 months straight. And that was the absolute bottom. Here you can say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we had one green candle. So, really two nasty ones in that. But it looks a lot like this, right? The head and shoulder, your breakdown, the lower high. I mean, it's identical almost to the last few cycles. So, hey, we had a beautiful run. We went from 15,000 all the way up to 126K. It was amazing, right? And now we just gotta, this is what happens, everyone. No asset continues to go up, straight up. It just doesn't happen. Every asset has a massive pump. Then it comes back down to its 618 Fibonacci retracement. And then it goes on its next run. It's just kind of the way it is. Like, it doesn't matter what the world is saying. And that's why TA gets drowned out in geopolitics. People start listening to the news. They start listening to their friends, and they forget what they've learned as technical analysts, right? And so as a TA guy, bearish div away from the 21-day moving average. Like, we do this all the time on the 1 minute. Bearish div away from the 21-day moving average, right? Was a chance we had some hidden bullish that could play out. I've seen it before, like this one. So I was open-minded to see if we could get the bounce. We caught some cool longs there that most people probably wouldn't because of our open-mindedness. But again, right? And some people are still in a short from the top here, which is amazing to do that. Like 1, 2, 3 months short. Unbelievable if you're able to do that. I got to still work on being able to hold trades that long. It's very difficult for me. So then we look at this idea here, and you can see kind of like we're getting this rounded bottom. And then you can see going into the halving, right, of 2028. But it may take some time. Like, this is saying, what if it takes till 2031 to get back to $100,000 Bitcoin? Like, I'm not saying that's guaranteed. It could be a sharper decline here, and then we start to break out. But we're in for some long-time pullback as far as I'm concerned. Like, it's time to hunker down and get ready for a multi-month bear market. It is what it is. Like, our best case scenario is we start digging out here. We may be able to get there by April of 2028. We get like a surge. There's a halving effect, and like there's some big shortage, and the dollar tanks even more. But to be honest, I see the dollar might surge up a little bit right now. After that bottom bounce, we might see a little bit of a bounce for the dollar, a resurgence in the dollar's, a movement up in the dollar. So, but this is to me, that's your best case scenario, is 162 by September of 2028. So we got some time here, folks, to learn how to trade. So if you don't know how to trade, if you missed this whole run up, if you missed shorting, or you don't know what happened, and you would like to take advantage of the next few months, and you'd like to learn. So look, 2 months from now, 2 years from now, trading took me about 3.5, 4 years to figure out. Okay. It did. Every single day, grinding, right? Figuring it out, looking at the markets, going over stuff, learning, right? Watching videos, understanding what goes on, demo trading. It all takes time. It's not something that happens overnight. If you start today, right, February 1st of 2026, you have yourself a pretty good shot in 2 years of having a really good understanding of what the market's doing, and you'll be able to really take advantage. So the key is to be able to kind of lock in your skills now so you can nail it later on in your life, right? That's the key. And that's kind of like, that's what we're looking for, right? So anyway, back to the basics. So that monthly chart broke the previous high. That is now resistance for Bitcoin. All right. So you now have resistance at $82,000 for BTC. Really kind of not the best idea. Like that's stuck. That stinks. And then you could say, well, then 71,000 has to be the next target. If you lose a resistance, you have to go to the next place of support, and that's going to be about $71,000. So it looks like we should prepare for a short. The trend's our friend. We now want to just kind of see what's happening. That's a bearish engulfing candle. You can put every candle inside of that candle. It clearly told you what's going to happen. And then we're here with the weekly, which made a bear flag that has a deeper move. And we went over this stuff over and over again every day. We talked about head shorts. We talked about ideas. The 4-hour gave you another indication to get in below the 200 moving average. And look, when you're tight, and the moving averages are tight, we pump up to the 200. We've seen this many times. All right, shoulder, head, right shoulder, cup and handle to the upside, 21 about to touch. I mean, that looks amazing. If I was going to long, right? So you flip it upside down, you see the long, you see the short. So more downside to me is confirmed. And that 5-day coming for the 200 moving average, which I know happens. This is kind of, I've backtested this and understood it. And then the head and shoulder here, the retest. Remember, we kept talking about how the daily had the cleanest chart. It was an ascending triangle that they faked to the upside. And then they broke it down, bearishly retested, and flushed it to the downside. You see? Bang. And now look, I mean, the daily looks like it's in free fall down to 71,000. It's attempting to hold this low here, but it's not really strong enough. I see it coming back down to 71,000. So it's going. So it means there's a trade here, right, to the downside, kind of verifiably. Right now, it looks like the 1 hour is your flag right now. It just broke down, but I feel like you have a chance to snipe it right here. Even though the volume is super low, I just don't see how this doesn't happen. So I'm calling a short for Bitcoin again today, down to 71,300. It looks like we're about to drop even lower. Boom, right to this key area. So that's what I see happening. I could be wrong. We're touching the 21. I don't see any strong bull div. It doesn't look like it's coming out of nowhere, you know. Yeah, like that really, that's not bullish divergence. That's not real good bullish divergence either. Yeah, and the stochastics are pointing down. I see Bitcoin about to dump on you. It's dumping as we speak. So just like yesterday, massive dump for Bitcoin in the works right now. And it looks like it's headed down to 71,000. It looks like it's starting right now as we speak. That's kind of what I see happening. So I could be wrong. I am not 100% sad. I wish I was, but yesterday I did give you a short, and then I was able to trade a long later on that day inside the trading group. So we were able to make about $2,000 in actual gains with the group yesterday, and that was amazing. And this looks like it's going to go lower, folks. And you know, the only thing that I don't like is it's Sunday. It's I don't like trading Sunday. Usually it doesn't go the direction. Usually doesn't have the volume. I wouldn't be surprised if we do some crazy spike back to the upside first. Yesterday they did a crazy move to get us out of the position as well. Like if you were trying to short the market there. So yeah, you could kind of see what was likely going to happen based off that idea. So I see a short to the downside for Bitcoin. You could trade on weeks. You could trade on MEXC. You could trade wherever you like. BTCC, MEXC, and Weeks are my top 3 exchanges if you want to jump on in and get down. 71,000. And there's awesome demo trading there, so you can kind of, you know, get your beak wet and understand what's happening before you start tossing tons of money into the market, right? It just very important there. Let's look at 80,344. And let's take a look here. 500. Yeah, that looks like you're going to go down and go down pretty hard. So again, I could be wrong, but I see a short down to 71,005. Altcoins will follow. Massive implosion in the crypto market. And that is what it is. If you're not ready to hold for a few more years and build, it's going lower. Solana's probably a good short right now. Like everything is a good short in my humble opinion. You can make a boatload of money shorting the market. It's actually just starting. And I see Solana headed down to $88, right? It's probably going to be a buy somewhere at $30, $40 again. That's what I see happening for Sol. So yeah, I see more downside for Bitcoin, more downside for Sol. I see more downside for the entire market. Almost all your coins are going to drop today when Bitcoin takes this nasty dump to the downside. The only thing you can do is to short the market or stay off and wait for the next model. I have nothing else really to tell you guys that it's an absolute bear fest and it's going lower. I hope you were somewhat prepared. I believe you were, because we went over this every single day, constantly. I never lied to you guys. I never said it's going up for just because I wanted to. I always kind of just told you the truth from the start. So, yeah. Pretty crazy, right? But so there we have it. And again, is it about, are we going to bounce? Yeah, Solana at $30 makes sense to me, because if Bitcoin goes down to $50, Solana will go to $30. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and see, I'm going to just go through some of the comments that I've seen in my life here, right? But this is why we hit rock bottom. Time to learn a skill, lock in, join in 99. I love that. Yeah, stay on point. Every day there's someone that wants to learn how to trade, no matter what the market's doing. So not every gap has to fill, man. The gap's still at 3K. Doesn't mean we're going here. There'll be a quick midi bear market. Once 50 EMA curves up, we'll be bull again. I don't think it's going to be a quick midi bear market. It's going to be a 2-year bear market. Get ready, man. Just tell yourself it's going to be a long, grueling bear market. And we make money in bear markets. I've done it many times, right? This dude is 100% sure is 71K in big dump today. I'm not 100% about anything. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. Maybe we get a bounce. Maybe we get a higher low and we start to bounce. I'm just telling you, when the Stokes are this high, you're touching the 21 in the 1 hour, it's very likely. Let me go over it for you. What I love, watch this. People get so funny because what I do is I show you guys what the market's going to do. I don't guarantee, I just show you what the market does. So look, this is called the stochastics RSI down here, okay? And this is the stochastics RSI with divergences, all right? What if you shorted every time the stochastics were curving on the 1 hour? Right here, if you shorted that, you would have gotten paid. Okay, that's 1 for 1. All right, I'm going to make a line there. That's number 1. And where's my text box? So that's number 1, okay? Here's the second time this happened. Up here. Say you shorted when the 21 came into right now you see that it's a flag. You're making a bear flag, the 21's touching, and you're oversold. That's number 2. Right? That's the second time you would have won the short. This one, okay, you could say was a little fumbly. But this one, you would have won a short. It would dump on you. So you could say 3 out of 4 now. All right? This one, maybe you wouldn't have lost much. Maybe you would have got spiked up there. So fine, that was a loss. But the fourth one was money. Here's another one with a perfect short. Where the stochastics were high right here. And they kind of double topped. You had your RSI getting high. You had bear div at one point because it was like a little more of an angle. You lost the 200 moving average and then you short this one. So you're in the same place right now. I don't know what to tell you. I'm just telling you what the market says. See, everyone's like, oh, this guy. I'm just showing you what the market's telling me, man. I'm not trying to and everyone gets offended. I am not someone that says, this is what I say. It's just how the market works, man. Look, here you shorted this. You short high stochastics RSI when you're touching the 21 below the 200. You long low stochastics RSI when you're above the 200 touching the 21. It's very simple. Okay? Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. So interesting. I have no idea what's going to happen. Maybe we turn around and go to 200K tomorrow. I don't know. Sam, what about heat map CME gap at 85,000 or so? Yeah, but you got to open. You got to open for that. Yeah. And even the CME gap at 85, I'm just showing you, Sam, how's the leg? When surgery? We haven't had surgery confirmed yet. I mean, it's confirmed I need surgery, but we just haven't picked the doctor or the place. Yeah. Next support, please. I just told you it's 72,800. Yeah. Yeah. Are we running? I'm still running Minotaur. Yeah. I just made another bottom buy. Exactly. Yeah, I have no idea where Bitcoin's going to go. I know a lot of emotions, a lot of people are going to be frazzled right now. And I'm just going over the charts like I do every day. If this was a bullish day and I said we were going to pump, everyone would be happy. I say, oh yeah, Sammy called the pump. This is a pump. A pump and a dump is the same thing. There's no difference. Okay. Yeah. Exactly. Whales buying, yet price keeps dumping. Seriously, who's doing this? Actually, I mean, we've been seeing a massive sell-off in the ETFs and IBIT shares too. So, also, let me show you something that most people don't realize, that this is a shoulder, that's a head, and that's a right shoulder. It's hard to see, but it's a slanted head and shoulder. These play out to the downside many times. This is also a bit of a descending triangle. You can see it here. You have your slant and you have your base here, and you're dropping out the base. So like, I'm just telling you that we're dumping. I'm not trying to be the bearer, I'm not trying to, man. And I opened a short that didn't catch for some reason. I don't understand. Interesting. Quite a few too many to list on here. No better time for you to join the 99 and learn. Traders only market here for a while. Yeah, it's going to be tough. Just went short, Sam Prince. Yeah, I mean, you got no choice. It's telling us what's going to happen. We got to listen to it. All right. So we're going down with probably 90% accuracy based on the indicators that I use. Hey, since I said we're going down, it was at 78.2. It's down $1,000 since we started the show. Right? It was like 78,200 when I opened my mouth. It's already 7,730. Like, technically, some people have already won the short that I discussed. It's insane. So there you go. Got shorts in from Sol at 141. Yeah, very tough time, isn't it? Yeah, no one wants to hear I'm a bear market. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The bearer of bear news. Yeah, I don't want to be the bearer of bear news. I've been saying that for a long time. Yeah, I kind of came up with that a few years ago. Because you talk a lot, you come up with these nuances, funny things to say. Try to make it light when you know it's tight and not fun. If you have, I'll give you your hopium copium. Like, believe me, I'm the guy that finds the bottom. I'll find the bottom, but like, fine, can we do something like this and bottom out? But it's just unlikely, folks. The big time frames have lost massive key supportive resistance levels. And I've been doing this for a long time. There's Bitcoin down $1,000 now from when we said it's 78,250. This thing's going to free fall down to 73, 72K. Thanks, Sam. It is short at 77.6. Aiming for that 71,480. Good for you, man. Didn't mean to plagiarize. I'm new here. I don't know what that means. God bless you. Yeah, I'm up 100 already. LOL. Yeah. We are indeed in a bear market. These are facts. 100%. I've been telling everybody who here has heard me tell you we've been in a bear market this whole time. We've been in a bear market this entire time. Okay. Looking at the monthly chart, higher high and higher lows. Bitcoin must hold 71K to remain bullish. Wow. Yeah, I mean, some people are... No, you're in a downtrend, man. Yeah. Help is available. Reach out to a loved one or trust one. Seek help. Thank you. Oh, is someone being... Yeah, no, we don't want anyone doing that. I hope not. Everyone, we love you. Everyone type love in the chat just to make sure there's anyone out there that feels lost and thinks that the world doesn't love them. There's love here, man. I'm going to write love in the chat. Watch this. I'm just going to write love. Someone is always buying. Hey, I bought a Bitcoin. I got another whole BTC on weeks. Right? So it is what it is, man. Right? You got to do what you got to do. And I'll show you. I'm going to get it out of there today. But here you go, man. Another whole Bitcoin in the tank right there. Another whole BTC. So if it goes down to 40K, I'm only going to lose 50%. That's pretty sweet. I can take drawdown of that nature. So no big deal. So I feel like we should just continue to buy more. I'll keep some tether on the sidelines. And that's what I'm doing. You do whatever makes you happy. I can't force you to buy the lows. Okay? But to me now, this is the next 18 months is going to be the greatest time to buy Bitcoin. From about 40,000 to 80,000. I don't know where the bottom is, but I'm looking around 38K. Yeah, I know. Can't believe it, right? But that's just what I'm seeing. And, if we get in again, it'll all change. How this will change and how we'll be able to figure out what happens is if, and this is what you're looking for, okay? You're looking for us to bounce off this, like, it's crazy. Look at the 7-day 200 moving average, which is basically the weekly. I just see we're going to the weekly 200, and then if we bounce off that, so be it. And that could be our bottom at 60,000. I'm open-minded. After we do that, we'd have to get back above the 5-day 200. If we get back above the 5-day 200, we're digging out. We're digging out. And do you want some hope? Let's give you your last chance of like what could be. Like you want like the So like, let's go over this idea. The only thing on my mind is the fear and greed index. I just never seen it go this low and not be the bottom. This will be the first time in my life I've seen this go this low and it not be the bottom. Let me take a look at where it is. I've never seen it. So, like we hit 10 and 11, we came back to, if this isn't the bottom, I'm confused. But again, this is one indicator. I got to use TA. TA is telling me there's more downside. But logically, that doesn't make sense, right? What you want to see is if the stochastics can round out and you don't take out this high, we have a chance of possibly kind of curving out today and not dumping. And maybe we don't dump. Maybe this is, I feel like we already double bottom though. And you already got a bearish engulfing candle there and there, red next to the green. So here's your most bullish scenario. All right. Is somehow, some way, like, I don't know. Somehow, here it is. This is all like somehow, some way the 5-day chart doesn't lose the 200 moving average. You get this inverted head and shoulder and you break back to this key level. Like there's a chance. Even then, that's April of 2026. Okay, so we somehow double by April of 2026. It's possible. What do you think? It can go lower. Anything can happen. Yeah. Fear and greed index will be at 10 tomorrow. Unfortunately, it looks like it might be, man. I'm with you on that. Thoughts on River back at 19, good entry? I don't know. I'd stay away from any speculative altcoin right now until Bitcoin finds its way. Yeah. I really would. I'd be careful right now. So that's your hopium copium. But look, you need some strong bull div here on that 5-day chart. Let's see if we can get even the essence of that bullish divergence. I mean, it could go a little lower right now. It is slightly bullish div. I mean, there's a chance. We're back at 78,000, which is crazy. We just bounced right back to the upside. I will tell you, trading on Sunday is the worst day of the week to trade. It's horrible. So, price will go up and down, back and forth. It's better off just to wait our turn and trade when we're, on the best times possible. But again, need I digress, right? So, yesterday there was a short to be had, right? Even though it was Saturday. Sad to say, there was still money to be made. I personally do not like trading Sunday. It's usually not a good look. Yeah, so that's all, and I can't stand saying that, but it is what it is. So the day you trade and the system you trade both matter. You can have a great system and trade it on the worst days and it won't do too well. You can have a good system, trade it on the best days, you'll do better. You can have a bad system and trade it on better days, you'll do bad, right? It doesn't matter. So you got to have a good system and you have to have good days. And you have to know what those good days are. Figuring that out takes time. It's not easy. And and if you're going through something like me, like I'm going through a surgery, I'm having to go through like a lot of stress with my leg. I'm not under stress, everyone. I just want you to know. Stress is a state of mind. I could sit here and say, I'm stressed out. I can't walk. I can't do this. I have to find a doctor, and I can complain. But what does that do for me? I can say, dear Lord, man, thank you for my right leg, man. God bless me, man. Some people got in a car accident last night and both their legs are messed up. I got one leg, bro. I can still stand up. I can still get, I'm blessed. I am blessed right now. I really am. Like, I'm so blessed. I got a great wife. I've got a good support system. I've got a good team. We've got a beautiful channel here. I'm helping people learn how to trade. We made money yesterday. I'm blessed, man. And so, exactly. Like for real. And again, I have boatloads of spot Bitcoin. I bought more spot Bitcoin. We turn around here and go back to 200K. I'm a happy camper. We dump down to 40K. I buy more Bitcoin. I'm a happy camper. God is there for me. Going to continue to provide for me. I've submitted to God. I'm a happy camper. Money isn't my master. It doesn't run me. It doesn't own me. When I lose money, you know how much my net worth just went down. from 126. You know, I know, I'm not going to disclose how much Bitcoin I have, but everyone knows I got to have at least, something. And you can only imagine how much my net worth went down when we went from 120 to 75,000. That's $50,000. That's almost 50%, a little under 50%. Massive amounts. Like, if you were worth 10 mil, you're worth like 6 mil. If you're worth 20 mil, you're worth like 14. People are taking 30% hits on their net worth right now if they're all in on Bitcoin. Some guy's worth 100 mil, he's now worth 70. Some guy's worth $1 billion, he's now worth 750 billion. He might go down to $500 million, right? But 10 years from now, he'll probably have 3 billion. So it's just, are you willing to hold for the long term? Are you willing to make it through the pain? I am, because money is not my God. I never made money my God. So if I lose money, I can get up in the morning and say, oh, well, I didn't lose my life. You see what I'm saying? And I think my leg right now is the best thing that happened to you in a bear market is to lose your, I didn't lose my leg, but to lose the use of my leg. Because, man, I'm putting everything into perspective now. I got an edge on everybody, man. I'm grateful. God just gave me another edge, man. Don't you understand? This ripped Achilles just made me far more compassionate to others, made me a better teacher, made me a better learner. It's going to teach me so much patience in the next 10 months. So, God just gave me a cheat code yet again. When I'm 60 years old, I'm going to remember this time when I couldn't walk on this leg. I'm going to help others. I'm going to see things that other people can't see. All right? So this injury is an edge for me. It's going to be an edge for me. And it's going to help me become a better leader later on in my life. So I prayed to God for strength. He gave me more problems to make me stronger. I said it just a couple days before my leg popped. And I can't speak what I don't believe. And so I believe, man. I believe. And God bless. And thank you for everyone else saying, reach out, watch out for the pills. Yeah, I feel you, man. I feel you. It made me learn empathy when I got injured and sympathy and the difference. I love that. Amen. You still have your life. God is good all the time and all the time. God is good all the time and all the time God is good. Amen. And God uses everything in your advantage for those who believe. The water is everlasting. God's water is everlasting. Drink from the everlasting water, man, and never be stressed again. Because you're right where you're supposed to be. If you don't like where you are right now, it's because of whatever your mind has been at. It's whatever you've been doing, right? I worked a night shift at 31 years old. I wasn't happy. A boss treated me grab. I was making $200 a night. All right. I wasn't the happiest guy in the world. I had to go into work every night. I had to leave work. I wasn't working from home, no remote, right? It didn't even exist really back then. And I used to be like, why am I in this position? And then I started listening to Jim Rohn. I said, man, I'm in this position because I've been drinking and smoking and not taking my life seriously for the last 6 years. Any chance I get, I'm going to the beach with my buddy to hang out. I'm not writing business goals. I'm not writing plans. I have no professional guidance that I want to hit. I was like, when am I going to roll my next blunt? Like, that's literally like my most concern was like, when am I going to roll that next blunt, bro? So of course I wasn't financially free. Of course I wasn't where I needed to be. I was exactly where I was supposed to be. And the second you realize you are the reason you're where you are, life gets a lot easier, man. Because you start being like, okay, you're not a tree you could change. You could do anything you want. Whatever options you have, you can go for them, right? And you can make the best of your situation. Like I'm doing right now. If I can make the best of the lack of my leg, and listen, this isn't a simple thing. How long do you think it'll be till I'll be able to walk again regularly, everybody? How long? And maybe Bitcoin doesn't show, maybe it bounces beautifully. I don't know what's going to happen today, folks. It's Sunday. Sunday is a treachery day to trade. It's just like a bad day to trade, man. Markets never really seem to do the right thing on Sunday. They go up and down. Could this be the bottom? And we bounce like a phoenix, and this is the last chance to buy Bitcoin? Hey, I bought a Bitcoin. I'll become a legend, right? This is the guy that bought the bottom again. There's a chance. There's a chance. There's always a chance, folks. All right? Mind over matter, time, not the question. Amen. Couple weeks with therapy and ice and heat. No, 2 weeks. You guys are silly. So you guys don't know how serious the injury is. It's going to take me 4 months, 5 months, maybe 6 months to come. almost a year till I can fully walk again, like the way I used to. I may never get the complete use of my foot again the exact same way I had it. You know, it's going to take about 4 to 6 months for me to be able to walk fully and possibly a year. Yeah, that's the realization that I'm facing. Okay. Thank you for everything you do and the stories you share with us, because of some of us are going through it now and need to hear it. Yeah, don't trade. Sunday is not the bottom, please. Sam, what actually happened to you? I was just playing and I moved forward really fast. And I didn't hydrate, I didn't stretch, and I got popped. Bitcoin's back to where it was at the beginning of the short now. You see? Still looks bearish to me, but you never know. That looks bearish as heck to me. Let's see if there's something going on the smaller. Is the 1 minute back above the 200 moving average, or attempting to get back above it? It's trying hard, but it just got rejected by it. That probably could have been your move up there. That just, nah. Look at that. See, this is why you don't trade the weekend. Boop, boop. Like, they're just, it's so low volume. They can, the market, the order books are so thin. A whale can move it towards you and up, around, and just kind of an Adam and Eve here attempting to dig in. You see that? It's tough. And technically, we got a tweezer bottom on the 4-hour time frame. So, like, you put where you're willing to lose, you sit there, you go for it, right? And you just, you know, you try to catch a bottom. Whenever a green candle is due a red one, you know, there's a chance we do move up. There's bullish divergence on the 4-hour time frame there on my indicator. So we'll see. You never know, folks. Might get a shot up right back to 82.6. I don't know. I can't tell right now. It's too difficult, really, to figure out at the present moment. That usually dumps to the downside when you're oversold, but you never know. For me, if I go back and forth with emotions and thought, right now that just says subconscious mind tells you that's a short. But you never know. We're right back where the short began at 78,250, 78,300, right? And for me, it's I'm going to take the day off. I'm going to be on Fox News today, I believe at 1 p.m. on Fox 5 DC. So Fox 5dc.com, I believe, something like that. If I'm correct. Yeah, so and maybe I'll be played on this site, but it will be on TV. Oh, there's the Fox 5 YouTube channel on YouTube. I maybe also be on YouTube. I'm not sure. Oh, they brought me to a Spotify list. Interesting. But yeah, I just want you to know. Oh, there it is right there. Subscribe today. Fox 5 YouTube. There we go. And yeah, so I believe they'll record this and feature me here. Okay. Pretty awesome. Oh, I just found out how to do that. You got to add this little link on the side, and that will happen every time that someone signs up. So yeah, catch me today, my first TV debut. Have I ever been on TV again? I'm trying to think. No, I don't think I've ever been on TV, man. Except for like behind the scenes at like a sports game or something, right? But yeah, so check me out. I'll be live on Fox News today with Guy Lambert, right? With Guy Lambert. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Very colorful. But so, yeah, maybe they're celebrating, they're probably, I think they're probably doing some, I don't know. As a white Irish guy, we're just pretty plain. But look, so still looks like we're going lower, folks. I'm not really changing my tune here, but you never know. I can see how the 4-hour could try to dig us out. It's attempting somewhat of a bottom here. It's rounding out. You see? It is attempting a bit of a bottom. So there's a chance. And we did hold this wick to the downside, but also this could just be an extended bear flag. Like we keep coming the 21 touches and then we dump over. Shoulder, head, right shoulder, possibly back to this key area too as well. All right. So I'm open-minded. If I see something, I'll say something. If I see something worth taking, I'll bring it up. But right now, price action looks horrible. I see, indecision on a Sunday. They could take it either way. They could dump it down. They could pump it up. It's low volume. A lot of people are in shock. After massive liquidations, they've cleared out the order book. There's nobody around right now. It's actually a tornado. Everyone's just kind of peeking out what happened, right? One of the biggest liquidations in history yesterday, folks. In history. In history. All right. Love you, Sam. Hope your foot heals soon. Thank you. Some hopium, copium for you today. You will be rich. Amen. Aloha. Happy Sunday. God bless you, Sammy. Yeah. You're going to do great this afternoon. Thank you. God bless you, man. So I'm in and out really quick on Sunday. I don't try to go more than 20, 30 minutes. I think we've got 40 minutes already now on the show. So yeah. The only thing I would be buying is Bitcoin right now. ECA, again, I'm not a financial advisor. Another guy saying it should be taken as financial advice. But what I'm doing is I'm buying BTC. That's it. And I'm looking for other opportunities too, and some pre-IPOs and stuff like that. So, yeah. Yeah, and Fox 5 DC though, I believe it is local news channel. So I'm like, I got to work my way in. Okay, you know, everyone has to start somewhere, right? I don't think I'm on national. It's not CNN yet, but I mean, I would go on any channel because I'd like to let my voice spread, man. You know. So here we are at 78,200. Bitcoin's still inside the flag on the 1 hour time frame. It's touching the 21, but it's trying to spike price up right now. We'll see. We'll see. This stochastic's pointing down. The 21 touching tells me we're likely going to get a drop to the downside, but you never know. Sunday is the worst day to trade. It's highly volatile. At 6 p.m., we'll have a massive spike when the CME gap opens up. And that also, you know, when the CME opens. So trade it with a grain of salt. You don't have to be a hero, one step at a time. Yesterday, we dumped all the way, and I still called along out of nowhere, right? So anything can happen. Believe in yourselves. Keep pushing. And just, you know, stay positive no matter what. No matter what, you got to stay positive. And remember, stress is a state of mind. It doesn't really exist. You make it exist. You tell yourself you're stressed, you're stressed. If you tell yourself there's no stress, there's no stress. You're in control all the time. I'm not stressed right now. My leg will heal. Time will go by, right? So time will go by. I will figure it out, and I'm going to win. I'm going to say that every day. I'm going to stay in the present moment, and I'm going to be in great spirits every single moment of my life. Today, I'm going to make a big change. No matter what happens, I'm not going to complain about my leg. I'm not going to whine. I'm not going to moan. I'm going to say, dear Lord, thank you for my right leg. Anytime I get upset, I'm going to say, dear Lord, thank you for my right leg. I got a right leg. I'm going to focus on what I do have, not what I don't have. That's how I'm going to get back to abundance of health. That's how I'm going to get this leg back and running. And that's how God's going to bless me. Everyone, I love you so much. Thank you for being here. Keep pushing. Keep believing in yourself. And I wish I had all the answers today. It's a little sketchy. If I see something in the trading group, I'll let you know. I'm probably going to take a little time off of the charts. It's Sunday. I dedicate it to my family. I will be back tonight at 8 p.m. Bitcoin didn't go into the green box that we looked at, right, yesterday. And I'm going to leave that alone just for now because it's so wishy-washy, right? We're already winning lifer. We're alive. If I started rehab exercise now, I'd be ripping my tendon open, man. Yeah. So, God bless everybody. Thank you so much. I love you. I like people who thinks it's a fire sale and it's time to take advantage. I mean, you people are probably going to be the wealthy people in later on in life. So, stay true to yourself. Keep pushing. Believe you me that, you know, buy the blood even when it's your own. That's how I say it. But you do whatever makes you happy. Everyone, I love you. I appreciate you, and I thank you so much. I'll see you tonight. God bless you all. Thank you. Stay fresh. Stay amazing. Don't worry, man. We got this. You can, you will, you are the best. Believe in yourself, and that's all you can do. I'll see you on the flip side. Thank you.